that caused the child to fall accidentally. The head was carved on the stone and lost his life. His wife couldn't accept the reality for a moment and left him sadly. This also caused Jack to feel full of guilt and stayed at home for a long time. Marian Wenting felt the same way. She said that as long as Jack didn't mind, she could make the knight her biological father. Jack was moved to tears. He was also determined to confront the killer. He kept yelling, "The wound on your body is too large. You will die of excessive bleeding soon." The killer heard the explosion like thunder, but he didn't dare to cross the thunderclap. It was getting late. The power plant might not last until night. Nick was going to let the girl run away from the back window before it was dark. But the girl hesitated. She wanted Nick to run with her, but Nick told her that his leg was injured and couldn't run far. After Nick's persuasion, the girl finally decided to listen to him. Suddenly, a police car stopped at the door. The killer immediately put on his headgear and prepared for defense. With a gunshot, there was no more movement outside the door. The killer calmly opened the door. "Afternoon, officer." "What the fuck?" The killer immediately ran to the back window, but when he was about to shoot, he found that there was no bullet in the gun. He was so angry that he took the gun and knocked out the police. And he took the other person's pistol. Then the killer drove the police car to the warehouse next door. The little girl upstairs just saw this. She thought this was the best time to fight back. So she told Nick everything she saw. Nick took the gun and came to the balcony. "Freeze! Put your fucking hands up in the air." "Hands up, that's right." Unexpectedly, the killer had already seen through Nick. He knew that Nick only had this weapon in his hand, and this distance had no killing power at all. And there should only be one bullet left in Nick's gun. Otherwise, he couldn't have not fired for a long time. But Nick still pretended to have enough bullets. "Count to 5 and let the killer surrender." 2, 1. "I call a new liar, Sergeant." Nick hit again. The killer just returned to the house calmly. At this time, the little police officer was tied to the chair by the killer. The killer told Nick that as long as he didn't want to hand over the little girl, he would slowly torture the police officer to death. He said he picked up the hammer and smashed it on the officer's finger. Nick and the little girl were scared to death when they heard the noise upstairs. But they didn't know what to do. Nick told him that even if he killed the police officer, he wouldn't hand over the little girl.